Hello, my name is Alexa Newman, and I am a librarian at the Algonquin Library. I'm also a certified yoga instructor, and I am here today to lead us in our next Yin Yoga practice. I'd like us to begin in a sitting meditation. For those of you that are newer to Yin, Yin is a very slow, still floor-based practice. We tend to hold poses from 3 to 5 minutes, and it is primarily about trying to work on our breathing, our mindfulness, and it's about stretching out our fascia, our connective tissue, and working on our range of motion and mobility. It's a really great for those of us that have more limited mobility, and it's also great if you're feeling like tight and stressed and everything. So today we're going to be working on a variety of our muscle systems, but I'd like to start in an easy seated position. It's really great to have a variety of what we call props to help you. Some of these props are a bolster. I'm actually sitting on a very small one that's a round pillow filled with buckwheat. I have a larger bolster, and it's basically a fancy word for a firm pillow. You can use, a larger bedroom pillow, furniture cushion, something that has a little bit of a support. It's also a good idea to have yoga blocks of some sort. If you don't have actual yoga blocks, firm boxes, books, something that'll hold your weight. Yoga strap. And this is basically cotton web with a buckle loop at the end. You can use a belt, a webbed dog leash if you have a woven dog leash, something like that. You don't want anything too thin though that'll actually cut you or bind you. You could also use folded up blankets or towels. We've got one right here. You could use a variety, and we use those to help extend and support our joints. Okay, so you can gather those as you wish, and then we're going, like I said, to get into an easy seated position, which is crisscross applesauce. You could sit flat on the ground. You could sit elevated a little bit. Sometimes being a little elevated helps with the tension in through our IT bands and our hamstrings. If your knees are sore, you could put pillows or blocks under your knees to help relax, because one of the other features of a Yin practice is that we try and release and relax all of our muscle groups. It's not about holding anything tense. We're not flexing our muscles. We're actually releasing and letting go. So if it is easier for you to relax and release with something underneath those knees, by all means, put something under them. Okay. Once you're in your seated, easy position, I invite you to bring your hands to your knees, and they could be palms down or palms up, whichever is more comfortable for you. I want you to have a straight back, but then relax and close your eyes. Close your mouth, and we're going to begin to breathe slowly in and out through our nose. At the beginning of each practice, I try to give us a focus point for our practice, something to think about. And today I want to talk about expanding our creativity. So I want you to take one hand and put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. And as you breathe quietly, I'd like you to notice how comforting that feels. I want you to be aware that you can do this anytime and anywhere. Let your heart open. Make room for all of the good of the universe to come in. As you breathe in, feel yourself allowing the creativity to flow. As you breathe out, let go of any self-doubt or inner judgment. As you breathe in, feel the breath and the energy coming all the way down into your feet. As you breathe out, let go of the outside and continue to travel inward. Feel in the body any areas that are trying to hold on, and allow the breath to move its own way. Now you may notice thoughts coming in and out. Without judgment, observe those thoughts. Don't push them away, just observe them. Stay focused on your breath and surrender to it. When we connect our breathing, we connect to our inner wisdom. I'd like you to keep connected to this feeling as we go throughout our practice, and then as we go throughout the day, onward and inward. Okay, you take your hand off of your heart and your belly. Let's bring it back down to our knees. Let's open up those eyes. We're going to lift up our shoulders and back down. Lift up our shoulders and back down. Bring your hands out to the sides. We're going to raise them up. Inhale as we bring them up. Exhale as we bring them down. Inhale as we bring them up. Exhale as we bring them down. Okay. Our first pose, we're going to do 2 standing poses today, which are unusual for Yin, but there are a couple of standing poses. So I'd like you to bring your knees around and bring yourself up to a standing position. The pose that we're going to do is called mountain pose. And this is a really nice, basically it's standing, but there are a few tips and tricks to mountain. So I don't want you to have your feet completely zipped together, and I don't want them too far out. What you're going to do is turn one foot in, and where the toe hits your foot, then rotate back out. That's just about the right distance apart, a foot's width apart. And you're going to line up so that your, not your big toe, but the pointer toe next to it is what's facing straight forward. Our alignment actually is for our feet to turn in just slightly. So once you're there, I want you to lift up on your tippy toes for a moment, rock back on your heels, and we're going to plant all 4 corners of our feet, ball mounts, pinky mounts, heels into the ground. Wiggle your legs just a little bit. Don't let those knees lock. And then we're going to bring our hands down to our sides with the palms facing, just turning a little bit forward. Back straight. gaze looking forward. And you could stand like this, or you could bring your palms together to your heart center. Okay, we're now going to fold forward in what is called dangle. Allow yourself to fall forward. Allow your arms to fall towards the floor. Bend only as far as is comfortable. You don't have to have a flat back. In vinyasa, we go with flat back. Yin, it can be curved. Make sure you keep that micro bend in your knees. You can grab your elbows if you wish. Don't lean back. We're not trying to sit down. Center of gravity, tushy should be over your heels as much as possible. And let your head fall and just drop. And your arms are dangling loose. Remember to breathe. Try and relax those muscles in your back, your shoulders, your glutes. We're going to rise back up for just a moment. Just pedal those legs out. Lift up knee, knee. And now we're going to come down to the floor. Our next pose is child's pose. I want you to bring your arms out in front of you. We're going to come back and trying to sit on our heels. Bring your head down to the mat if we're able. If you're not able to get down that far, that's fine. If your knees are bothering you, you can put blankets, towels under your knees, double fold your mat. You can bring your bolster around and wrap yourself around your bolster. And if it's still too difficult for your knees, you can always lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. Once you're here, relax those muscles. Let go. Release the glutes. Release the thighs, your knees. Relax your shoulders. Breathe in and out through your mouth. Don't forget to breathe. And you'll find as you relax, you should be able to sink more deeply into the pose. You have your forehead on the floor. Make little tiny circles. Massage that third eye. Breathe in and out through your nose. We're going to come up into tabletop. The best way, we're going to do a series of poses, cat, cow, and tiger. In order to get yourself positioned correctly in tabletop, I'd like you to stand on your knees. Your knees should be hip width apart, just the way we would have our feet hip width apart. I want you to take your hands, we're going to put them in just hands, so the fingers are open wide. And we're going to come down. On all fours, we're going to be stacked so that our shoulder, our elbow, and our wrist are directly above each other. If you're too far out, too far forward, back, it's going to be more uncomfortable. If you get it in the right spot, you can hold this position for a decent amount of time without feeling fatigued. Now, once you're here, we're going to do cat and cow. Cat, we raise our backs up, arch up, let our heads drop down to the floor, and we turn our elbows, creases, we rotate them in towards us. Cow, we rotate them out towards the wall in front of us, and we drop our stomach down and arch our backs, going back. And look up at the wall in front of you. Exhale into cat. Inhale, cow. Now do this at your own breath's pace. Inhale as you're coming down into cow. Exhale as you go up into cat. Let's come back to tabletop. Our next pose, these are probably the most difficult poses of the class today. So if we get through these, it's all gravy after this, okay? What we're going to do is you're going to extend your right leg behind you. Oh, gotta move forward a little bit. Right leg behind you. So it's straight, and we're going to lift the left arm out with the palm, the fingers pointing towards the wall, thumb pointing towards the ceiling. That's all the further you go in this pose. It's fine. If you want, you can lift that right leg up. That's all the further you go. That's fine. If you want more of a stretch, reach back, grab that foot, right foot with the left hand. Remember to breathe. Release. Bring the foot down to the floor. Bring that left hand in. Bring the knee in. Let's go back into child's pose for just a moment. Are you still breathing? Let's take that tongue off the roof of our mouth. And come back up into a neutral tabletop. We're going to do the other side because symmetry is important. Extend that left leg out behind you with the toe on the ground. Reach your right arm in front of you. Thumb up towards the ceiling, looking straight ahead. If you want, you can lift the left leg. And from there, if you want, reach around and grab the left foot with the right hand. If it becomes too much, you can always release. Let go. Everyone can let go now. That foot, bring the left leg down. Take the right arm back forward. Bring that hand down, bring the knee in. And now we're going to do some nice hip circles. Make them as big or small as feels good for you. Okay, let's come to stillness. Let's come around onto our bottoms, into an easy seated position. Now this is one, remember I said if you wanted to sit, elevate your tailbone just a little bit, that's okay. Position yourself so you have both tailbones, both sides balanced where you feel comfortable. If your knees, you're feeling stress in here, this is where you could put a pillow or a block underneath your knee, okay? I want you to begin by breathing in and out. Pull your shoulders up to your ears, relax them. We're going to take our head, let our ear drop towards our right shoulder. Come back up. Drop now to the left. Back up. Okay. I want you to take your left hand and we're going to take our left hand, put it on our right knee. And then we're going to take the right hand and bring it behind us. And we're going to twist and look over our shoulder. Once you're here, I want you to make sure you're relaxing your muscles. I actually was tensing my legs up. And when I relax, the knees fall a couple inches there. Breathe in and out through your nose at your own natural pace, but try to make sure your breath is coming all the way from your diaphragm down in your belly. I want you to release your shoulders, let them go. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your neck. Relax your lower back. Relax your thighs. See if your next exhale, you can actually move further into the twist. Twists are so good for our bodies. We don't do them nearly enough in our day-to-day. It's the muscles that wrap around our sides that we are now working while we're twisting are what give us our strength in our core and our stability. You can work your front abs all you want. If you're not working those side muscles, you're still going to have some core issues. Okay. I want you to relax. Use your arms, bring yourself back around to the front. Let's do some shoulder rolls here. Let's uncross the legs. Shake them out just a little bit. Do a couple more shoulder rolls. Bring those shoulders up to your ears and back down. And now when we're going to cross our legs, we're going to cross them the opposite direction. So whichever leg was on the outside is now on the inside. And this is going to feel very strange because we're going against our dominant side. Okay, take your right hand and we're now going to place it on that left knee. Take the left hand and we're going to rotate and look over the left shoulder. Once you're here, relax, let go of those muscles. Release the glutes and the thighs. Relax the shoulder and the neck. Relax your hand. Don't have a death grip on your knee. Allow yourself to sink further into the stretch. One of the other things that's nice about twists is that they also massage our internal organs. And by that I mean it allows some movement in between. We actually can get adhesions that build up the connective tissue, creates like binding actually between organs. And this can lead to complications. For anyone who's ever had any kind of abdominal surgery, abdominal adhesions are a very common side effect of the surgery, and that's where while your body's healing, the intestinal walls will actually like stick to each other because our fascia is kind of like a gummy web. And moving like this kind of helps keep everything lubricated and breaks up that tendency for stuff to stick together. Okay, I want you to relax, release your hands, bring yourself back around to the front. Uncross those legs, extend them again for a moment. We're now going to fold forward. This is called staff or caterpillar in yin. It's slightly different than staff in that we're not trying to keep a straight back. It's a curved back the entire way down. So you allow yourself to fold forward. If you are more comfortable with a bolster or a pillow, grab that and allow yourself to fold over that. If you want, you can also use your strap and allow yourself to fold forward, or if you're super hyper flexible, you can just grab onto your toes. For those of you that can reach your toes, one thing that I really like a stretch is actually interlacing my fingers with the toes and give yourself like a little extra massage. Once you're here, allow your head to drop. Keep that little micro bend in the knees. And as you relax, you find yourself bending closer and closer towards the floor. Relax your back, all the muscles. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Feel that breath moving in and out, circulating through your body. Okay, we're going to slowly rise up. Use your hands, walk yourself back up to a fully seated position. Our next pose is a really great restorative pose. I want you to find either a wall or a sofa. This is called legs up the wall. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's a really great refresher if you want to get in. It's kind of equivalent of like taking a power nap doing this. What we're going to do. And a very easy way to get into this pose and having your tushy up close to the wall is I come in sideways to the wall. So I'm sitting next to it. And then as I lay back, I twist. And then my tushy is almost against the wall already. And once you're here, you can bring your arms out either down by your hips or out to your sides in a T, whichever is most comfortable for you, with your palms facing up. Now, I've seen it mentioned in and throughout yoga literature that this pose, like I said, it's an inversion, and inversions historically and traditionally have the reputation of being restorative poses. This particular pose, legs up the wall, there is a lot of anecdotal evidence, as well as there have been some studies that staying in legs up the wall like this for 20 minutes resets brain waves, actually equivalent of taking a 2-hour nap. And it really just helps relieve a lot of pressure. If you have swelling of your ankles and your knees and feet, it's also really great because it brings the blood flow down and out of them. Focus on your breath. If outside thoughts are intruding, acknowledge and let them go. Okay, we are going to move from the wall now. Rotate back around so you're laying on your mat lengthwise. And we're now going to do one leg to chest, which is called Ekapada Avanasana. So extend. I gotta reposition myself. Okay. I'm gonna have the left leg extended, and we're going to bring the right knee in, wrap your hands around your shin if you can, and hug that knee up towards your armpit. Your head should be flat on the floor, relaxed. Try and relax, let go of those muscles in your lower back. Feel the spine flattening on the floor. Imagine the belly button sinking closer and closer. Okay, let go of that right leg, extend the foot back out to meet. Stretch your arms out over your head and extend where you're reaching towards the opposite sides of the room. Feet towards one wall, your hands towards the other. Relax. You might want to rock back and forth just to reposition. Make sure your spine, your hips, everything is centered. And then we're going to bring the left knee up and wrap those hands around that shin if you can. If you can't, grab the knee and we're going to pull it up towards our chest. And remember to breathe. Relax those shoulders, let go. Feel the tension, leave them. Release the lower back, those muscles around that pelvic girdle. Release your glutes, your thighs. As you relax, you You might feel yourself actually have the sensation of sinking closer to the floor. Okay, release that left leg down. Extend the arms up over your head. Stretch. And release. Our next pose, I want you to extend both feet up towards the ceiling, your legs up towards the ceiling. Bring your arms out to a T. And then we are going to rotate and let those legs fall down to the floor in front of us. And we're going to try and keep, you might need to reposition the shoulders on the floor. So left shoulder should be on the floor, along with your right shoulder, and your head should be looking up towards the ceiling. Okay, let's bring those legs, whoops, back up. Try and keep the feet together if you can. Bring them up. And then we're going to bring our feet bottoms down to the floor just so that we can reposition. I'm going to turn the opposite direction. That's because I'm too close to the wall here. All right, so once you're situated, let's lift those legs back up, arms out to the sides, and then let both legs, keep the feet together, drop towards the floor. And then you may need to reposition, lift up your shoulders just a little bit so that both shoulders are on the floor. Arms are out at a T, palms are facing up. And we're looking up towards the ceiling. Okay, we're going to bring those legs back up. And now, our final pose before Shavasana is going to be Happy Baby. So hug those knees in towards your chest, and then grab your big toes or the outsides of your feet, whichever is more comfortable for you, and pull those knees towards your armpits. And then we'll rock back and forth. If you're feeling it, you could extend your legs out straight and rock back and forth, side to side. Or bring them back in. Eventually coming to stillness. Okay, we're going to come into Shavasana. So at this time, if you want to put on your socks or a sweater, make yourself comfortable for a meditation, please do so. I'm sitting up just so I can actually read the meditation and see it to you all, but please stay in a laying position of your choice. Maybe you want to put a bolster under your knees, do legs up the wall. But I invite you to relax and close your eyes. Find your breath. At the beginning, I was talking a little bit about self-compassion, and I'm going to continue on that theme for our closing meditation. Compassion for oneself and compassion for others are two sides of the same coin. Both require mindfulness, which strengthens your ability to remain present to any experience with acceptance and equanimity. Both also require empathy, your ability and willingness to turn toward and understand your own experience or that of another person. Together, this combination of mindful presence and empathy lays the groundwork for compassion, the wish and intention to relieve your own suffering and the suffering of others. Many people report that they find practicing self-compassion much more challenging than practicing compassion towards others. I was actually just having this discussion with some friends the other day, that sometimes we're harder on ourselves than we are on anyone else. So I have a couple of short exercises here that I'm going to go over with you that will encourage you to extend your compassion towards yourself, even in the heat of the moment, when you're feeling angry or frustrated or disappointed or judgmental. And it just takes 3 minutes of mindful contemplation. So, in the first minute, acknowledge this moment of suffering. Allow yourself to feel into what's happening for you right now, whether it's physical pain or stress, anxiety, shame, anger. Be present to that fact that this is a moment in which you are experiencing some sort of pain. After that, acknowledge and accept both personal and collective suffering. Everyone feels pain. You aren't alone in this experience, not even in this particular moment. There are more than 7 billion people on this planet, and every single one of us experiences suffering at some point. In fact, someone else is suffering right now just like you are, or maybe. Contemplate this and cultivate a sense of shared humanity and shared suffering. And then finally, we want to cultivate kindness. Think about what you really need in this moment. What is the wisest, kindest thing you need to hear or do right now? You might want to extend a heartfelt wish to yourself, such as, may I be kind, forgiving, patient, and compassionate to myself. You could also consider how you would respond to a friend in a similar situation. How would you demonstrate kindness and compassion to them? What would you say to them? What would you do for them? Okay, let's start to come back. Might want to wiggle your fingers or your toes. Make some circles with your wrists and your ankles. And when you're ready, roll onto one side, hug your knees in towards your chest, and then slowly, in your own time, bring yourself back up to an easy seated position. We're going to take 3 rounds of sun breath. Bring our hands out to your sides. We're going to inhale, lift them up over our heads. Exhale, bring them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. For the last one, inhale up. We're going to gather up kind, loving thoughts. Bring them in through our vision center into our hearts. The light in me sees the light in you. I honor you as you honor me. That is a translation of the word namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. And this loopy chunk that's been in and out of the practice is Jasper. He says namaste as well. Be well, everyone. See you again next week.